Sri Gurubhyo Namaha children, welcome to online class. Last class we have learned about the types of chemical reaction and today we are going to learn about the rate of the chemical reaction. So the rate is, what is the rate of the chemical reaction? The time taken for the completion of the reaction. So we want to know how fast the reaction, whether it is a slow reaction or fast reaction. So now some of the reaction given, see here, the rusting of iron, digestion of food, burning of petrol and weathering of rock. So some of the example, these are all the chemical reactions. So how long it will take, understand, for the reaction. So the rusting of iron is a long process, understand. So it will take a years, period of years or months, so that the rusting of iron is for slow reaction. And next one, the digestion of food. So when we eat the food, immediately the food get digest. While compare the time between the rusting of iron and the digestion is the fast reaction. And next one, burning of food. Immediately if you ignite the petrol can get burned. So the burning of petrol is very fast, so it is considered as a fast reaction. And the weathering of rock. So the weathering of rock is a very long process. So this is taken as one, the slow reaction. So how we are going to rate? Rate means time taken for the completion of the chemical reaction. Now how we are going to measure the amount of reactant or the product before and after the specific period of time. So based on the specific period of time, we are assigning the reaction is slow reaction or fast reaction. So before and after. So what is that? The amount of reactant and the product. The amount of reactant or the product before and after the specific period of time. So what is the chemical reaction? We have learned that breaking of the existing bond and formation of the new bond. The same way the reaction, the concentration of the reaction is going to be disappear and the the concentration of product will be appear. So that the before and after. So the time period for completion for the disappearance of the reactant and appearance of the product is the rate of a reaction. Now, so let us see now, for example, you can see here the 100 gram. The amount we are going to take, the 100 gram of substance A, it is undergoing for reaction for an hour. So the reactant A is or the substance is and we are going to take 100 gram of substance that will going for the reaction about 1 hour, and only the 50 gram of the reactant. The 50 gram of A is nothing but the reactant is converted into product. So after the completion, after 1 hour, we can see the 50 gram, but the total amount of the reactant is 100 gram. So after 1 hour, the 50 gram of the reactant remains same and the 50 gram is going to be converted into product. In another case, in another substance of C now the same amount of substance and the same time period. So the amount of reactant left is about 20 gram. So the same amount and the same time period, but the amount of reactant left is very less when compared to the first reaction. So while compare the reaction, so here the A gives the product and C gives the product. From the first reaction, the 50 gram of the reactant A react to gives the product, and the second reaction 80 gram. 80 gram of the reactant react to give the product in 1 hour. So, for both the reaction, the time period is going to be same, but the amount of reactant converted into product is different. Based on the time period and the amount, we are going to calculate the faster. The second reaction is considered as a faster reaction, because what is that? More amount of substance is going to be converted into the product at the given period of time. Understand? Based on this, we are going to calculate the reaction rate. The reaction rate is nothing but the time taken for completion of the reaction. By this, we can calculate the speed of the reaction, whether it is a slow reaction or fast reaction. And next, what is meant by rate of a reaction? The definition for rate of a reaction is, the rate of a reaction is change in the amount or the concentration. You can say either the amount or the concentration of any one of the reactant or the product in unit time is called what? Rate of the reaction. So, what is the rate? The change in the amount of substance or the reactant or concentration of any one of the reactant or the product in given time is called what? Rate of the reaction. Now, for example, now the reactant A gives the product. Now, you want to write the rate equation. The rate equal to minus. Why it is minus? Because how the reaction is going to take place? The concentration of the reactant is going to decrease and the concentration of the product is going to increase during the reaction. So, the concentration is going to be little by little on reaction to convert the product. So, it is going to be decreasing and the product is going to be formed slowly, so that the concentration of the product increasing. So, the same way, so that the rate expression, the rate equation can be given in negative sign for the reactant, because what is going to be, there is a decreasing concentration. So, concentration of decrease in concentration of A. So, D denotes the difference in the concentration. The square bracket denotes the concentration term at change in time. From the initial to the final. From the initial, if you are taking the 1 hour means what? From initial minutes to the till the end of the 1 hour, there is a change in the concentration. So, decrease in, so that we are going to express in negative sign. Which one is decreasing? The concentration of the reactant is decreasing, and the product, the concentration of the product is increasing. So, that is equal to difference in the concentration of product divided by dt. This is the rate equation. By this we can able to calculate the rate of the reaction by substituting the concentration. The square bracket, always the square bracket denotes the concentration term. The square bracket denotes the concentration term. The minus sign denotes this decrease in concentration. So, this is the rate equation. Based on that, we can calculate the speed of a reaction. And next, why it is important? Why we want to know the rate of the reaction? Understand? So, why we want to know the time taken for the completion of the reaction? Because the faster reaction will give more amount. The faster reaction will give more amount of the product in the specific time. So which one is why it is important? Because the faster reaction is going to be yield more or gives more amount of the product. So it is important for the industrial purpose. We want to get more yield of the product. We want to make the reaction as a faster one. Understand? For that we might know whether the reaction is either the slow reaction or the fast reaction. So why it is important? Because of the chemist what? They are designing the process to get the good yield of the product. When the chemist can get the good yield of the product, when the reaction become faster. So that the chemists are making every process maximum the fast reaction. And in the it is also important in the food process. In the food process, because the slow down, if you slow down the reaction, it makes the spoilage of the food. If you slow down because of the microbes, it can spoil. So they prefer to complete the process in shorter period or so that the fast reaction. So it is important for the food process to slow down. To slow down the reaction causes food spoil. If you slow down, it causes the food spoil of this. Why? Because of this reason. Because of this reason, this is very important for the industrial purpose and for getting the good yield of the product and the time saving process. Also we can design the process for the particular time. So these for this reason we might know the rate of the reaction. And next, so the factors influence the rate of the reaction. So the factors influence the rate of the reaction. So based on these factors, the rate is going to be depends upon these factors. So one of the factor is the nature of the reactant. So the nature, based on the nature of the reaction, we are going to get the yield, whether it is going to be faster or a slow reaction. And the concentration, it is very important, the concentration, because only the main thing, if the reactant molecules are collide, then only the reaction is going to be start. So if concentration is nothing but the amount of substance or the number of molecules, if more number of molecules present in the reactant species, they can get collide with each other often. So the reaction can stimulate easily. So one of the main factor is concentration. And the temperature term, and the temperature also play an important role by the movement. So while increasing the temperature, the kinetic nature of the molecule is going to be increased. By this they can collide. That collide is for making the reactant to become the product. And then the catalyst. The catalyst is a chemical substance, but it does not involve in the reaction. Catalyst is a chemical substance, but it does not involve in the reaction, but it gives the energy or it stimulates the speed of the reaction. And then the pressure, based on the pressure, if you increase the pressure, if you bring closer to the molecule, that makes the collision easy, or that makes the collision is successful collision for making the reactant to the product. And then the surface area. If the smaller the surface area, so the collision is going to be maximum. Understand? So these are all the factors influence the rate of the reaction. Next video we can see the detail about the factors of the rate of the reaction. So now you have learned about the rate of the reaction. So next video you are going to learn the detail about the factors of affect the rate of the reaction. So thank you for watching this video. To receive our online lesson, please press subscribe button and you will receive the latest update lesson. Thank you.